Hi, I'm Kevin Hand. I'm an independent ecologist and I was asked to write a report by Cambridge Approaches about the wildlife impacts of East West Rail. So they wanted me to look at the southern route, which is East West Rail's preferred route, compared to a notional northern route, which they would prefer. Huge wildlife impact from the southern route, very little from the northern route. One of the key places that would be affected by the southern route is this beautiful place we're in now, Nine Wells. So this was the source of water for the people of Cambridge during the Middle Ages. But this is the start of Hobson's Brook, which you may know flows into Cambridge, past the Botanic Gardens, past the Fitzwilliam Museum on either side of the road, and used to flow into the colleges to various fountains and right into the market square. Hobson's Conduit used to be there. So it's a really important place historically. But more than that, it's a chalk stream. Chalk streams are one of our rarest and most important wildlife habitats. There are only 200 in the world. The majority of them are in southern England, and 5 will be impacted by the East West Rail southern route. The impacts are numerous really. So it's not just the railway. The railway will involve here doubling the existing railway over there, so it won't be a huge change. But then there's going to be a guided busway here as well. There'll be all the associated works with making the railway. We don't know anything about where they'll be or how they'll happen, but they will involve undoubtedly sediment pollution going into this stream. And most importantly, it's not just about the railway, it's about the development that's associated with it. And this is why East West Rail and other developers are so keen to have this. It's part of the huge Oxcam Arc project. The southern route is what they might say ripe for development. So there are plans to develop all the land around here, to put buildings and houses and hopefully some useful buildings as part of the biomedical campus of Addenbrooke's as well, but not all of that. Some of it will be commercial and housing. All around Nine Wells here, this little nature reserve, and not only will that impact on the feeling of the place and the ecology of the place, but it will suck out the water. The abstraction for new houses around Cambridge is destroying our chalk aquifers, destroying our chalk streams, and destroying our drinking water. So this is Hobson's Park behind us. It's part of the Great Knighton development over there. It was a park created for the people of Cambridge quite recently. It's full of lovely wildflowers. You can hear people enjoying the park. It's got skylarks singing up here. There are corn buntings singing down there. There were when I came through earlier. There are yellow wagtails here, meadow pipits. It's a whole range of birds, and all the flowers are, you can see, they're amazing. So this is going to be impacted a little bit by the expansion of East West Rail itself. The doubling of the railway line over here between us and the Addenbrooke site. But mainly it'll be impacted by the building of Cambridge South Station, and that's just being planning applications just being put in for that now. In fact, it's pinned to the tree down there, that little bit of white paper you can see, very official looking. So that's designed to go in between us and the next bridge and the big grey building. So all of that is going to take a chunk of the Hobson's Park. There'll be development here for a number of years while it's being built. But I think most importantly, to all developers, this is prime real estate and part of the East West Rail plan. It's part of the Oxcam Arc development project, and the plan is to, I'm sure, fill this in with housing and other developments. Yeah, so both rivers affected, one by the doubling of the railway, the other by a whole new viaduct, massive viaduct. Okay, so we're now standing just by the River Cam or Ree, which you can just see behind me, I think, maybe. It's a little bit hidden in the tall grasses. Oh, an animal has just moved out of the way here. I wonder what that was. Maybe a fox or a deer. We know there are badgers around here, probably not badger during the day, but... So this is a wonderful wildlife site. The River Cam here is a chalk stream, one of only 200 in the world, as I've said before. And the viaduct for East West Rail is going to go right over our heads here, right across this site, affecting all of this. There's lovely water meadows here. There's wet woodland that we've walked through, wet willow woodland. A whole group of people have come down with us today to witness all of this and to help with the opposition to this wildlife destruction here. So I'm great to see that. There's this lovely group called Cambridge Approaches who are here helping and rallying support against the project. And it's important to say that this isn't just about local people living in these villages. Most of us are from Cambridge here, and these are the places that we can come to, walk to, cycle to, come by bus and explore and enjoy. And even if we weren't visiting them, these places should be protected for their own beauty, their own ecological value, the water quality and the use of drinking water we've talked about. There's so many alternatives. There's a northern alternative to putting a viaduct here, and there's the alternative of just spending more money on existing railways and making those work better. Work with what we've already got. Cheaper, but doesn't have the great advantage for developers of lots of development opportunities. The cam here has otter. It has water voles, which I've seen with my own eyes. The otters I've seen their droppings or spraints. There's a number of interesting birds around here at the moment. We've heard whitethroat singing over there, yellowhammer a little earlier. There's a chiff-chaff singing behind us, probably a bit hard to make out. People tell me that various birds of prey nest in this area, and that's quite well documented. I'm not going to talk about what they are because they need their privacy, if you like, but all sorts of interesting things. And the fish in the river. So there are brown trout in this river, and I think it's a wonderful thing that a wild trout have come back to the River Cam. And again, any building development and the building required to make the railway will have an impact on the river quality, the water quality, and will potentially impact all of this wildlife.